Thank you so much, Goodman. You make it very easy for me actually to to start. I'm glad to be here, and thank you also for Sibec for the organization and for Go Live. Allow me actually before talking, when Goodman you told me about the presentation, I thought it would be nice to have the chance maybe to talk about our soft landing centers, which
Yes,
we started in different countries. But before that, maybe it will be good to just present a little bit, very
yes.
briefly,
That would
about
be really,
Eurasia Gulf
you're right.
before going into it. So I'll start with Eurasia Gulf. Okay. So we
Yeah,
are a
we can
business
see them.
platform. Yeah, we are a business platform. We started in Dubai around 5 years back. We work on connecting business generally among Emirates, Gulf, Russia, CIS country. Officially, we operate in 21 countries. Obviously, we are far more active in maybe 7 or 8 of them, but still, whenever we have chance to do some activities related to other countries, we do that. Uh, we started actually upon Corona period, so it was not a very good timing. We started, I think, only 2 months before the lockdown, but basically, we always use opportunities. We see any challenge, any crisis as providing opportunity. So somehow from that time, we start focusing on some online activities. Then later on, our activities became quite huge. I'll be talking about them now. Before talking about our activities, allow me just to share a few things which are very important, which are kind of main factors actually in our mission. Collaboration. When we want to work in different countries, we cannot do things on our own. That's why we believe a lot in strong collaboration. We believe a lot, I think Dr. Ahmed Al-Attas mentioned something about the culture for the region here. We always recommend build a relation. This is very important thing, and that's what we believe at Eurasia Gulf. We always build the relations in different countries. So we are so much contracted with different governmental and the private organizations in different countries. So this is important thing. The other thing, I will not talk about everything as I promised, but allow me just to mention that in Simply, we have one event every 4 days. We have 26,000 business. Our business community is around 26,000 business owner or manager. Imagine with this type of figures, we cannot do things manually. So we need to be efficient. We need to have the systems, and we have that. So innovation is a quite important thing. Excellence. Same like we took this one actually in our case because we are end of the day we are service provider. Somehow maybe our training for the team we took it all from hospitality, and I think Goodman, you can assure when you attend an event there is something different happening there. So basically all was coming from hospitality side. The other thing, uh, sustainability. This is very important thing. We look on the long term. Nothing we do is targeting something like an event by itself is nothing. But basically behind the event, the business community which we have will lead to lots of other opportunities. So we are basically, when talking about services, we have two major things, events and trade missions. When we talk about events, we have general networking events happening at the moment in 7 cities around the world. When I mention around the world, I mean our territory, like in Moscow, in Tashkent, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Tbilisi, Minsk coming soon. So basically, this type of events are either general networking or sometime having a focus on a country or a sector. Generally, we say if you attend our events, let's say in Dubai, you will get around 500, you will not get, sorry, you will meet around 500 business person every month. And this is a great number because end of the day, if you are entering the market, you need to build your own network. So we provide the possibility or the opportunity to build this type of network. So our events are, as I mentioned, happening on regular basis, and to support them, we do the trade or business mission with every event now. This is something new for us. With every event we are organizing in any city, we are doing trade mission. Like 3 days back, for example, we got only maybe 5 people took part, which is fine for us. In Tashkent, it was our first event in Tashkent, and we had 5 people who traveled uh, to attend the event and to attend some B2B and B2G meetings that we organized. So our services generally are events and trade missions, but we launched now in 26, we are launching the soft landing center. So basically, uh, because we are membership-based organization, we can refer any inquiry to our members, and that's something giving us a huge now scope of services to provide. I'll be talking about that later on. So, in summary, last year, as I mentioned, we organized 84 events. Some events when we receive, let's say, some officials, could be ministers, could be like deputy ministers or whatever. So usually we call this one official event. So we got 18 of them. Attendees generally was around 6,800. So as I mentioned, around 600 maybe every month. Trade missions last year, it was 15. It was a bit less, but this year we are, as I mentioned, with every event we are organizing trade mission. Anyway, let me not. Oh, one important thing also to mention, especially for the region here, 65% of our business contacts, or I'm talking about the community, are Russian speakers. This is very important thing. So in many cases, this is the kind of the positioning that we have in the market here, in talking about the Gulf region. In fact, I'm not Russian speaker, but most of the team are Russian speakers. Many of the business attendees, not necessarily Russian speaker, because end of the day, everybody's speaking English. But what I want to say, this is becoming very unique point actually to have 65% of the business community are all Russian speaker. That's why our connection with the Russian speaking countries is becoming very high. We have a board of directors, we have the management, we have advisory board, and many of them, like we're talking about 40 plus people, different nationalities. Each one is coming from different sector. Myself, I come from healthcare, but we have some diplomats. We have maybe some of them still working in different ministries. They are officials in their countries, professors, different type of people actually. We have 3 chapters at the moment. Officially, we have 3 offices outside UAE. We have different committees. The app is quite important way. Of course, the challenge among all the apps that everybody is having, it is difficult to push members to use it, but still, it is a quite important way to register for event and to see who is coming for the event and maybe to drop them a message before the event. So all that is allowing better type of connection. I will not go into, as I mentioned, we are membership-based organization, so we act as business councils actually. So the members are having accessibility to the community, plus they have the exposure within that. Allow me now just to take part of the, to talk about the soft landing center. Understanding now that we have the business community, understanding that we have different members who are acting as a service partner with us, all that actually give us a huge opportunities in any market, whether we are talking about UAE or if you have interest, let's say, to go to Saudi Arabia or maybe to now Uzbekistan, Russia. We receive a lot of inquiries saying, okay, I'm looking for such thing, let's say in Russia or in Belarus or whatever. Our connection are not only, again, I mentioned that, but it's very important to mention again, it's private and government. So we have people coming to us saying, okay, I have, last week actually, I got somebody who was interested in Uzbekistan and they said, okay, can we arrange something like in high-tech or Ministry of Technology, I think the name. So basically, we got such type of inquiries, and we have the capacity to work on that. This is important thing. Myself, actually, as a part of this connection, I have agreement with Ministry of Health in Belarus to promote Belarus as medical tourism destination in the region here. So just an example. So basically, we have the connections, private and government, in the countries that we work on. So basically, the soft landing center that we are launching, it will provide, as Dr. Ahmed mentioned, actually, having the type of market intelligence is very important before coming to the market. We come across many people who are sometimes coming randomly, like coming to set up some meetings maybe without understanding the market, or coming even in other way exhibiting and having high expenses only to understand the market. What we say, okay, simply before that, let us help you actually via one of our members to do type of market intelligence, to understand the requirement, to understand the regulations related to it, to understand the positioning of your product or the demand for your product or whatever. So basically, uh, I remember some time back, actually, one interesting case was somebody having IT, they are into IT sector, they have software, they approached us, they want to meet developers, real estate developers. When we start talking, we told them, I mean, basically, you don't need to meet developers because in UAE, you don't need to deal with developer. You need to deal with facility management. This is by regulation. Every developer is having facility manager or management company who is running the properties. So basically, you don't need to meet developer. You need to meet either facility management or, for example, IT distributors. It's just an example because at that time they were approaching us for something, but because we understand the market, we directed them somewhere else. So, which was very beneficial for them. It's just an example. There are many challenges, of course, when entering the market, but because we have the network, we provide execution, and this is very important thing. It's not only about providing the market research or go-to-market strategy or the business plan, or even sometime they approach us for the marketing plan. They want to understand how to promote their services here. We have the network, and this is very easy for us. So basically, when I talked about the trade missions, basically we were doing B2B meeting easily. This is very easy for us. If somebody coming to UAE, for example, looking for such partners, we have the community. We have, as I mentioned, 26,000. So this is very easy. Whatever the sector is, we dealt from oil and gas to healthcare to food and beverage. We dealt a lot with this one. Chemical industries, IT, of course. So all these type of sectors we dealt with. So this is important thing. So it's not only about the market strategy. No, we have the network which allow any type of execution for any strategy we put. And the third one, which is important, the opportunities. We initiate opportunities because we have, I mean, as Dr. Again, I'm happy actually to attend the presentation of Dr. Ahmad. Oh, I don't know him personally, but for sure I'll be in touch with him after because we deal a lot with associations as well. So basically, talking about when entering the market, sometimes you don't need to run to spend that much. I mean, basically, we can arrange joint ventures or a partnership or whatever. All that is very cost-effective way to enter the market. So all that we can do. So basically, our services in this soft landing center are providing the clarity of the market, the execution part, and maybe the smart approach later on, the opportunity. Okay, I think I mentioned here, I mean, I'm not to repeat everything. I don't know about the time. Am I within the time? It's okay.
Yeah, very much. You have another 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So basically, I mentioned the market intelligence. I mentioned the market entry setup. For sure, we have different members who are providing this service, and this is very important thing. Also, like a few days back, I met somebody who have a company for the last, I think, 5 years in Emirates, but because their business has grown and they are stuck now with the free zone that they are having the setup. They want to change for different reasons that it's not giving them the chance maybe to grow further. Uh, it's difficult. It's a bit challenging here, the way to move from one place to another, because in fact you need to close fully from one place to go to another place or whatever. So this is something maybe I'm not so much aware of, but the members who are providing the services of setup, it's quite aware of that. Obviously, maybe it was mentioned in one of the presentations before, there are more than 40 free zones in UAE. Plus, if we add the 7 Emirates, we can imagine the type of flexibility that we have in the country here, which is great, really. I remember some time back, we got like a delegation coming from one of the countries, and they have particular question. They have certain service, and they want to check the capacity to change a little bit the not regulation within. I mean, they're talking about something within the authority itself, and they got the answer within 2 weeks. We can change that. So imagine the type of flexibility which is available here. That's a really great advantage. So talking again about the market intelligence, market entry and setup, the network and partnership, that's something what we provide via the network which we have. And of course, what I mentioned about the opportunities, like the joint ventures or uh, uh, the growth within the market. I will not, I don't think I need to specify here. Let me just finish by mentioning some issues here. Basically, we have, as I mentioned, I mean, we support a lot the type of consulting, but we have other to offer via the network which we have. So it's not only about the market intelligence. Besides that, we provide the execution channels along with the opportunities. Via Eurasia Gulf Soft Landing Center, what can you expect? Faster market entry, obviously, reduced operational risk. I praise again what I heard in the presentation earlier about the some examples actually for people coming to do business here. I came across myself of one surgical unit, the European one, they closed in less than 1 year, simply because when they start signing with insurance companies, the rates were not matching the as Dr. Ahmed mentioned, the COBEX. So basically, it's a it's a challenging really. So it's a great loss as well. What we can provide again, stronger partnership, access to investors in our events, and we are launching actually our kind of club within Eurasia Gulf to focus on this thing. I think that's all. Thank you so much again. In fact, it's what I'm presenting now. It's part of our guidebook for UAE. So I took some pages only from it. So basically, please feel free to contact, to drop a message. I'm happy to share the guidebook itself. I'm happy to answer any related question. And the good thing, it's not only about UAE, it's about as well Russia and CIS countries. We can do
Yes.
exactly what we
Yes.
do here. We can do that there. Thank you so much.